from the start of the greatest race on the planet. No disrespect to the Indy 500, but this is a whole different era of difficulty and frustration awaiting almost all of our teams. Bringing the trophy in, the Army Lunaire et d'Aerospace de France, military as ever, bringing the trophy, and they will bring the flag as well.
Well, this is a first. We've not seen the trophy delivered by the helicopter before.
Every year it's a different route. We've seen it brought in hypercars in previous winners. Last year it was a replica of the 1923 winning Chenin Air-Walker. On the grid is the Bentley that won in 1924. It's been lowered down from the heli to join the grid. And the tricolor that will be used to wave the flag away will also be brought in by the French military. It's a large French Marines camp just down the road from more here in Changé. We'll see them bringing the tricolor. There is the trophy. This is what they are all fighting for, and whatever your motorsporting background, there's no question that, like the Indy 500 and the Monaco Grand Prix, 24 hours at Le Mans carries an enormous weight of expectation and of respect as well. Anybody who has won Le Mans certainly has something very prestigious to talk about.
Yeah, another break from previous tradition. That drop for the service bit of the trophy is happening at Donald, not in Washington.
The flag may well come in from there. You see Jackie Hicks there, six-time winner of the 24 hours of Le Mans. Derek Bell is here as well, a five-time winner. He shared 4 of those wins with Jackie Hicks. Of course, they were part of Porsche's starring lineup during the last great endurance racing era, perhaps, for prototypes, the Group C era of the 1980s. This is not only the 24 hours of Le Mans, it is also round 4 of 8 of the FIA World Endurance Championship. Our full season entries are all here, joined by more cars in the burgeoning hypercar class and in the new 2024 LMGT3 category, and as well LMP2 makes its return. LMP2 has been a stalwart of the racing here at Le Mans, but no longer part of the World Championship. Brendan Hartley and Jenson Button. Brendan racing for Toyota, and Jenson Button there racing in one of the 2 Hertz Team Jota Porsches.
Santo, now look at this, you got the 51 ahead of Sebastian Buemi, and I think again that was because of the traffic. The Alpine's in there as well.
Great run so far for this Alpine. Absolutely mega stuff.
But that was some serious traffic going on, I think, from that sequence through the left of turn 5 through turn 6 before Tetra Rouge. A lot happened there, away from the pictures we were seeing.
If ever there's going to be 3 seconds of video, I'll tell you what the Le Mans 24 hours it's about. It's the yellow Ferrari, little Oracle, and the block of flats that was the Ford Mustang coming through behind.
It could be any different in size, really, could it, between those cars? But it's effective nonetheless. It's great to see Mustang having a better race here than we've seen in previous wet races. Now we've got car 51 bearing down on Sebastian Bourdais. Suddenly, it's all action again. Bourdais got an eye full of the red Ferraris. It pulls to the outside. There's an LMP2 car as well in front. What's it going to be as they head down towards Mulsanne corner? Bourdais not backing down. And it looks like, what a move there from Giovinazzi round the outside on the exit of Mulsanne corner. Bourdais could have fought it harder, but I feel like he's lived there to fight another day, and that was another wise bit of driving as they're continuously in traffic. It'll be Bourdais' turn again soon.
Here he goes again. Here comes Brady as well in this 3-car battle. Martin Hayden's got to line down the darker crew. David Allison joins us now. David, what do you make of this first hour of action?
Proper racing, isn't it? Absolutely what sports car racing, what any racing should be about, because everybody is an element of jeopardy here, whether it's to try and pass, whether it's to hang on to a place, and the fact that you've got different brands all going toe-to-toe underlines just how good this is going to be, and in theory, you should carry on like this for another 24 3 hours. Great racing at the head of the field, great racing across the classes as well. And as ever, 1 or 2 hard lap stories having already developed. Toyota coming back into the mix then, let's listen in.
For the top running car, 50 has a 10-second stop and go, so we're virtual P3.
Well, you are at the moment, whether you'll be P3 virtually by the time we get to the pit stop, rather depends on the cars behind, because Charmelesi in the Alpine is getting closer and closer, and there's all this traffic to dodge around as well. Get past the Mustang through the Porsche curves. Toyota's dropped back a length or two, has been this time away from the Cadillac, but the traffic through the Porsche curves down to the chicane always will be a factor.
The other Alpine is there as well, Nicolapio with Robert Kubica. It's a 3-car train at the back, it's a 3-car train in the middle, and it's a 3-car train in the front. This is cracking stuff.
About the Ferrari comment from Sebastian Bourdais, by the way, saying, it's dropping oil. Well, we often do see when you top up the oil to a high level at the start of the race, it's quite common in the hypercar category to see a bit of excess oil getting lost, but it won't continue to happen through the entire race.
One quick update, by the way, the incident before Michael Whitman 15, that incident required broke the front splitter, required a change of front bodywork. That was done in that early pit stop. The car now good to go. By the way, having made its regular pit stop, it's now running in 24th position behind the lead 2 cars in LMP2.
And therefore is penultimate in hypercar, because behind, badly delayed, back into the pit lane is the Neil Jarley Proton. Unfortunately, we were discussing with the possible door problem, rearing its ugly head once again. Right, on board with Charmelesi then. You are currently in 6th place, you're chasing after Sebastian Buemi, and under braking, closing fractionally maybe down towards the approach to the chicane. Buemi in turn has got himself back onto the tail of Bourdais. That is the Proton Porsche with the introduction of that LF80 International livery, and this is still a very long stop. More than a door, I would have thought.
I think it's more than a door. We will keep an eye on that. We'll see what we can get to you from the team, which I'm sure will be patrolling pretty rapidly there. Meantime, on it goes.
Buemi's on a mission, is that he's caught right up again under braking then for the second of the chicanes. This is lap number 18, and bear in mind the first round of pit stops came on lap 10, and then lap 11. We're not that far away from another round, in theory. You can on board with Rahal Frey in the Iron Dame's Lamborghini up to try to get past the Spirit of Racing Aston, and does so on the inside. Good pass that going into the chicane.
That's Iron Dame's Lamborghini now up into 11th place in this 23 car.
That was James which had gone past, so James ahead of James. Let's listen in to Rahal Frey.
Radio band, please repeat.
Yeah, you often get a bit of radio dead zone around the back of the circuit, around the Volkswagen corner, so if the engineer tries to speak to you there, it's very intermittent, so that's the race engineer, so I'll speak to you at another point on the circuit, hopefully when you're not too busy.
So calm. Yeah, so calm there, Rahal Frey. 170 miles an hour.
Now, the battle going on in LMP2 being headed at the moment by Ben Viscal, but then behind there's a whole queue of cars. Matthew Spesh second, Oliver Jarvis third in LMP2, Monty Jakobsen is fourth, Jon Van Aerten fifth. And of course, with everyone having the same base car and engine, it is down to drivability, it's down to the teams and how good they can get the performance out of it, and not to make mistakes as well. Ben Keating, of course, having dropped down after his trip into the gravel. And also Ollie Caldwell and Matt Bell effectively out of contention for now after their early pit stops.
Yeah, losing a lap to the sister car there as they came through. Closely matched at the front, these Oreca 07s. That's the big problem. Any small problem is going to be pounced on, not by 1 or 2, but most of the remaining cars.
This is a good fight, isn't it, between Oliver Jarvis and the Jakobsen, the young Dane, Melter, and there's a lot of hype around it, and rightly so. But Ollie Jarvis, it'll be a bit of a lesson for Melter here, watching such a pro like Ollie, and there's a generation gap between the two of them, but the same lap times.
Yeah, Ollie, let's not forget, he was the overall IMSA champion in the final year of DPI before GTP, which is IMSA's version of hypercar, came to the fray. He's lost nothing of that speed, but Monty Jakobsen is pushing on rapidly. Already the reserve driver for Peugeot.
We understand the first pit stop on the 99 Porsche was the dreaded door. The second pit stop, as we were just looking at a few moments ago, does look rather more serious, but if it's a tool problem on your first pit stop, you've got a lot of pit stops to come, then this could be a regular thing that goes wrong during the 24 hours. One topic of conversation about one car could be the door of that Proton around that Porsche. Right,
Sorry, Dave, that was an early stop there for Paul di Resta in the number 94 car. They've only done 6 laps.
so it's not a scheduled stop, is it?
Definitely not a scheduled stop there.
Right, keep an eye on what's going on with Peugeot. So far, yet to show anything like race leading form. The original car last year in the mixed conditions shone and led the race, but this car, Demi de Imola, 2024 Peugeot with 9X8, and they're still leading.
I am with Matthias Olsan, who is responsible for the design of this racing car of the Peugeot 9X8. I know that the target when you had to build this car, design this car, was to put together the DNA of the brand and the performance. So how did you manage to do that?
You know, when you start to design a performance car, everything is about performance. But because we are Peugeot, we start from the beginning to work with Peugeot Sport Engineer in order to make sure that we are designing the best performance car, but also with all the DNA that we are actually implementing in the production car. You know, that's why, for example, you have the light signature that is easily recognizable as a Peugeot, especially here at Le Mans by night.
So you managed to do that, and is the 9X8 2024 something as well to make this evolution?
But you know, there is a strong evolution of this new 9X8, especially, you know, with this rear wing. So we managed to keep, you know, with this kind of three-line posture that there is a strong signature of the first generation of 9X8. And as you can see also here, with this new 9X8, there is a specific livery that is specifically designed for this car, which is plenty of head of lion, which symbolize in fact the teamwork, which is, you know, I would say the best signature of the motorsport.
The brand, I know that, and I noticed you had a sweatshirt which matched the car, actually, it's all the same. So, thank you very much for that, and good luck for the rest of the race.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Pit stop cycling through. We've also had in the background Lars Valthor talking about the Porsche being loose, possibly the legacy of any order being thrown at him by that leading the Ferrari front.
Just a quick update again for Proton, into the door again. And that happened quite badly on the safety car in Spa, but now 2 pit stops for the same door mechanism.
Let's have a look at the BBC for access, and you'll see the door dramas from Spa. Right, up front, Nicholas Nielsen is currently ahead by 1.8 seconds from Lawrence Van Vliet. Antonio Giovinazzi third. The yellow Cadillac you just saw, Sebastian Bourdais fourth, Sebastian Buemi fifth, sixth Malaysia, seventh Robert Kubica. In 8th place, it is Nicolas Lapierre's Alpine, 9th the Porsche of Fred Macavicki, and in 10th, the quicker of the two Hertz Team Jota entries, Phil Hansel at the wheel of it. And 311 that we were just on board with Pipo Derani is in 11th place. Satoshi Hoshino is being given a drive-through penalty in the 777D stage in Aston for contravening slow zone procedure regulations. So there'll be a drive-through for a D stage in Aston.
Yeah, just a mark, it will be Satoshi Hoshido's final 1 minute round. And said prior to this race that this will be his first time here. D-Station Racing have been a key part of the Aston Martin efforts in just in the F1 Endurance Championship and also in the H1 series of recent seasons. We're sorry to see him go. We are 10 minutes into the second hour of the 2024 Hours of Le Mans. Ferrari from Porsche, another Ferrari, Toyota up into 4th place.
And not only has he got ahead, but he's also being able to stretch that margin now, because once released, he's putting away. But a very grimy windscreen there.
Yeah, apparently that happened from the Ferrari that Bourdais was following earlier on. And yeah, and he's done the right thing there, not to bother using windscreen wiper. So that's showing his experience there once again, Bourdais. He's going to have to wait another 4 laps or so until the next round of pit stops so they can clean the screen.
Well, I guess this is the other question. You have tear-offs on these screens. Where's the crossover between clean it or tear it off?
You usually use the tear off when the first stage when the sun starts to set, but it's not sunny today.
Great work. Lap times are looking good. You're catching the 5 cars in front of you. Give us a crypto call when you can.
Now we know that the teams can do shorter because they want to get some data back, as that's why we're having 10 and 11 lap stints. Now, game on for second place. Laurent Vanthor under attack from Antonio Giovinazzi. The lead Ferrari is getting away. The gap was 1.8, is now 2.5 seconds. But for second and third, Vanthor versus Giovinazzi down towards Arnage together.
And this will effectively be for the lead, won't it? Once that 10-second penalty gets added to car 50.
Why did we have an unsafe release? Well, because you were released, basically. It was 2 times.
So that was either asking the team, how did we get ourselves in that position? Why did you release the car in an unsafe way? Or you could interpret it the other way, why did I get a penalty for well, I think it was the former, actually. Yeah, because, well, it's pretty clear you get a penalty for, he knew about the unsafe release, so he's saying, why did you
release me in that way? Yeah. So Nicholas Nielsen also though complaining that the car's sliding around. So there might be more to this story as the stints develop. That second and third, that gap just stretched a little bit over the remainder of the lap, has it not? Because they were almost nose to tail coming towards Indianapolis. The margin has gone up fractionally once more for the lead. It's down by Nats, it's 2.3, and then second to third 1.2. But it means nothing on such a long lap.
It's a 3:31.493. Nick Nielsen, that's him around. It is a 3:32.066 from the chasing Porsche.
I'm fascinated to see if you're planning to take this set of medium tyres as we're on with car 50, aren't we? We're momentarily there. On those medium tyres, do you take it into a third stint? Quite often we see at the start of the race, particularly if we've had rain like we had today, on a green track, i.e. the rubber's been washed off, it's all dusty again, you get an increase of tyre wear. Do you risk running a third stint strategy right from word go? We quite often see teams sticking to a traditional 2-stop strategy on one set of tyres at the start of the race. If they're planning at Ferrari 51 a 3-stint strategy on that first set of tyres, you've got to start around about this time, taking it a little bit easier, not over pushing them. And that's probably why we saw you lose out in the high-speed section around the Porsche curves, because that's the point of the track that's going to do the most damage.
Traffic again for this Cadillac cars. The Wheeling Cadillac continues to make progress on the order. For me, as we've seen the 2 Porsche Penske Motorsport cars weaving through, that's a point I was going to make a little while ago here, gentlemen. Those 2 significantly further back down the order and have not been in that lead group to this point. Strategy or inherent pace?
I would go strategy, primarily. Pace might be a question mark, but we know that one of the Porsches can live up there. And another one that's kind of in the same vein for me, I know it started at the back of the class, but Toyota number 7 hasn't really come storming through. Now, you could argue it is hard to come storming through because the cars are so evenly matched, and there was more traffic than it used to have to get through anyway, but that hasn't made the progress I thought it should.
Well, the particular point at which it was frankly odd was not making any progress at all in the first lap and a half, despite the couple of cars certainly not facing with it.
Nick de Vries, by the way, though, speaking of him, his average stint so far has been a 3:34.3. To put that in context, Sebastian Buemi in the sister car, 3:34.0. Robert Kubica in the number 83 Ferrari, 3:36.2. Sebastian Bourdais, 3:34.7. Nico Lapierre, 3:35.1. So de Vries is fast.
Yes, yeah. And you were asking a moment or two ago about Paul di Rasta's stint and saying it was short, it was an early pit stop, and incident between him and Eduardo Mortara is under review. I wonder whether therefore he came in because there was some damage or he felt there was something wrong, and that's why he bailed early from that. So there may have been contact that we didn't see, which was the catalyst for the pit stop.
Yeah, I put money on that being the fact that, that did happen. It obviously happened off screen, but yeah, it didn't make sense in terms of strategy to pit the car after just 6 laps, because now they're at, what have we done here, lap 9 on this set of tyres. Last time round was a 12-lap stint, but you can often eke out one more lap perhaps, because they're going slowly on that first warm-up lap before the start of the race.
They're still on the lead lap, so whatever the drama was there, it wasn't enough to make it a long pit stop. Might have been that a tyre was deflated, change that, but either way, it was a short stop and they're still on the lead lap.
Absolutely. For me at this stage, 3 factory teams that have got good reasons, what's going to be 2 stops underway, good reason to be pleased with where they are on pace. Ferrari is clearly one of them. The other 2, Robert, Cadillac, Alesi. And for me, the surprise package so far of the 2024 Le Mans 24 Hours, without a shadow of doubt, is Alpine. Both of the Alpine cars in the top 8, single 8 at the moment. Charles Alesi, I don't think has been out the top 6 from the start, the very start of the race. As we watch the pit stop underway here at United Autosport, thoughts?
We are being told that brush between the rest of the Montara is now being investigated. We've got another long wayward car there, which is the 35 Alpine. Charles Alesi, who is in 6th place, or should be if he gets back on track. This is what he did.
Yeah, I mean, it's the beauty of having a tarmac rough area. If you get it wrong there, you can carry on at almost at full racing speed, and he's now under attack from the number 83, is Robert Kubica, in the 3rd Ferrari AF Corsa. So yeah, that mistake in the first chicane has put Charles Alesi from being the hunter to the hunted.
All the rest gets a warning flag for his incident with Montara, but nothing more draconian than that. You're riding with Kubica there, speed building.
Yeah, heading down towards the 2nd chicane. The straight line speed though on the Alpine looks sufficient to hold off the Ferrari. And yeah, Alesi is just going to get his head back together there. You can sometimes pick up the dust and dirt on your tyres, and on an older set can take a bit of confidence away as you lose a bit of grip, and you have to get yourself back into the rhythm, back into the zone. And you'll see the Ferrari behind lurking, but also the fact that he was attacking for a day before that happened, and probably it was because he was in the dirty air, travelling so closely as we headed to the second corner. The GT's done the right thing there, actually very kind on Alesi, gives him enough room on the inside.
When he gets out of the way, Phil Hanson incidentally has just done Porsche 38's best lap of the race. Sebastian Buemi in 4th, lapping quicker than the 3 ahead of him last time. Staying on board with Robert Kubica. He's heading now up towards Indianapolis, really fast part of the circuit. This is up towards the timing line, comes 46 BMW. The WRT car currently is 6th in class, leaders by Maxime Martin at the wheel, and it's being chased by Matteo Crestoni there in the Iron Links Lamborghini. The gap between those two as they come across the line is just about 8 tenths of a second. In fact, they've now gained a place because into the pit lane is Gregoire Sosi, also Christopher Nice is in as well. Let's have a listen first of all, though. Maxime Martin is in discussion with the team. Lamborghini, so another shuffle of the order in the GT3 class.
Yeah, those brakes, it goes without saying, got to go a long way, so not a great message coming from the driver if they're already asking you to look into that. And the next pit stop, they'll be looking at brake pad wear, checking temperatures. You already see the carbon dust coming off in the pit stop there from the Mustang as the McLaren exits.
Another point now, the 2 leading cars in this class have been nose to tail pretty much throughout this temperature racing and proto competition, but 7% difference in their available energy. 7% for the McLaren, 14% for the Mustang. So it's that twin the toes Ben Parker working his magic.
He's got to work his magic because he was relieved of €2,500 for not going to the start driver's briefing earlier on. From the pits, Bruce Rani, I think he's got door-related news for 99 Porsche, Bruce.
Yeah, unfortunately for the ones that follow the WEC, if you remember Spa, there was drama with the Porsche 1999 door, and unfortunately it's the same problem that happened again. I just spoke to Jimmy Lower, and the poor boy is just down on his desk, and I can't believe it, but yeah, unfortunately it's the door again.
Bruce, thank you very much.
Oh, it's the worst thing, isn't it? I've been there and done that, where you've got problems with the car so early on in the race, and they'll fix it, and they'll get the car back out there, and you're driving your heart out, and it just feels like exactly. It's so hard to stay motivated. You've got to take things from it. So you see a spin around with the car 47 there.
That's cool racing's car. The car running last after that early problem for Matt Bell.
Navi Brown on the wheel.
Yep, that's up at Dunlop.
This is how it happened. I'm expecting just like many. Yeah, well, that's actually on the braking. in towards the corner. So there's a tailwind into that corner today. Has been all week actually, but it's a stronger tailwind today than we've had. And as the tyres start to age, is he just on a pit stop actually? He could have been on cold tyres. Or was that a flying lap?
It wasn't an out lap, so he done X1. But Navin Rao, the man that runs an artificial intelligence company, finding himself in strife at turns 2 and 3. Into the pit lane has come Spike the Dragon.
Indeed it has, and has been leading this race from the start. The 99 car, by the way, is back out, but it was 4 minutes more the second stop to fix that goal, so another lap lost to that, and it is just that frustrating, almost pointless problem that has no impact on performance whatsoever. It's a mechanical problem.
I mean, we have all this technology, very clever cars, very clever brains, and it's a door latch of all things.
And it's the same door latch that both of the Jotas have got. All three of the works Penske Porsches have got. It's a Porsche platform. So I don't know what they're doing there at Proton competition. I mean, there are like any door, there are fine adjustments on its hinges. And it's clearly something that's carried on from Spa.
Into the pit lane, Clarence 70 that started on that GT3 pole position. Frederick Chambord brought it in the lead of the class, as he had been ahead much from the get-go. Really good stint. Frederick Chambord, a number of those rather underrated GT drivers. You don't often see him off the racetrack. He is a very, very safe pair of hands, and he's very quick as well.
This will be a great shot to stay with, because that is the car that has been testing the lead. It's a driver change for Inception. I think that's probably the route getting into the car. If anything, it's Proton crew just a tad ahead here. In comes 50 car.
Nielsen in, so is he going to serve that penalty now? It's Sebastian will.
10 seconds. 10 seconds.
So he's going to lose the lead. Yes, second at least, and possibly third as well. It's going to be fascinating to see not only where this drops the car, but in relation to when the others pit as well, whether anybody else will take the same lap, but they're not doing.
Well, Bourdais was 10.2 seconds behind him.
And by the way, the Mustang has got out ahead of the McLaren.
Okay. Right, so in this lap, Nielsen, Lapierre in Alpine 25, number 4 Porsche Felipe Nasr, and number 2 Cadillac is in for Alex Then. Also, De Vries is in, and we've got Nico Müller in as well.
So this is why he's serving that penalty for this moment here, where he joined the fast lane, and Bourdais had to slam the brakes on for the unsafe release.
From Nicholas Nielsen's point of view, that he will be unaware pretty much of Bourdais. He was told to go by the car control. He does as he's told. It's all down to the man up the front with the ball, and it's his responsibility.
I think you're absolutely right. That was what Nick was asking. Why am I going to let an unsafe release?
Because he wouldn't know there was a car that close necessarily.
He didn't know that. Yeah, I mean, he would have seen Bourdais very close to him, but he wouldn't necessarily know that it was that close when he pulled onto the fast lanes. We now look back at Sebastian Bourdais with Charles Alesi behind him, who has actually gapped Robert Kubica. He's got genuine pace here.
And the Alpines are sort of sleeping giants, underdog, call them what you will. They've got good pace without necessarily drawing much attention to themselves, but a home win will be quite something. Just quickly to say, we've got Porsche back in the lead, Pro 10. Lawrence Van Born in number 6. Graham is currently the race leader.
Absolutely. I'll go further with the Alpine thing. I think there is plaudits behind the Alpine. There's particular plaudits behind it to Charles Alesi, because he has been the gun in those cars. The big show this season. Let's just see how long they can go. In the pits now, he's on the Frascini, and here's the shock news: the Soma Frascini has not been running last at any point in this race.
Charles Alesi was just touching on his E2 champion 2 years ago with him when he won the George Championship. So we know that he's good, we know that he's quick, and there, number 3 heads towards us. Let's listen to Brendan Reed radio.
Message that rain is expected in the next 10 minutes, with it coming towards the end of the lap.
this is Robert Kulicer that you are riding with, and he owes us a pit stop. He's up into 6th place at the moment in the AM Corsa Ferrari. Yellow as opposed to red, threading his way through the Porsche curves. Fantastic section of the circuit this. And then straightens it up now. Let's see whether he fails for the pit lane, because pit in is to the right. Coming back now as he approaches the Porsche chicane. There's traffic ahead. And gone.
Well, just looking at the right-hand tyre there, looks like he had a little bit of swing, or maybe just pick up. And I wonder if they're going to change these tyres in this pit stop coming up. They didn't, did they, on the number 50 Ferrari, from what I saw. So yeah, let's keep an eye on it. If there's any driver changes going on, and then some tyre changes as well. The tyres look like they're ready down there at Porsche, and it's a set of softs.
So Battle out of the lead is in, and a driver change, and you've also got number 51 Ferrari in behind him, so you can have a change between those two in the pit stops here.
Yeah, so you've got Lotterer here, as we look back at him, getting into the car, and they're going to put a set of soft tyres, I believe, on that Porsche, which started on the mediums.
Hard to watch the progress of, by the way, is the number 4 Penske Porsche, now raising the top 10. That car was running right to the back of the pack in the early minutes of this race.
Looks like they're going to leave driver in here for the Ferrari victory. So Joe Benassi stays in, and hence the tyres should stay on as well. So they're going to triple stint these sides. That's what I thought he was doing, because it looked like he had the speed. There's another tyre change down there at Porsche. Penske. What is going on? So the different strategies start here.
And also in is the Hertz Team Jota entry, number 38, so Dave Hansen brought it in, having been quick towards the end of the stints, and got lighter. The car quickly cycled through, dispatched. So now we need to see where number 50 Ferrari is in relation to 50 and to Porsche number 6. So that was 50.
So yeah, so that was Nielsen just slipping past the number 3 Cadillac there of Sebastian Bourdais. So Nielsen has got his tyres obviously in the window, they're still up to temperature, and yeah, just got past through turn 1 round the outside.
A few rolling stops for all 3 of the Ferraris.
We said it was going to be close, didn't we? I said that Bourdais was 10.2 seconds at that point when Nielsen came into the pits, served that 10-second penalty, so he should, in theory, when it all shakes out, be around 4th place, but others obviously changing tyres, slower stops.
Sebastian Bourdais staying in the Cadillac. Not only was he overtaken then by Nielsen, the gap has grown, and that in part is because after that pit stop we try and get everything back up to temperature. The Cadillac comes into the chicane. Some of the teams will tell you you can lose around 20 seconds on that without the tyre warmers. Now, should the Cadillac go on to new rubber or stay on its original groove?
I'm waiting for my app. Okay, let's be patient.
We're hanging on your every word here.
That is a couple of minutes after each pit stop, it will update, so I'll let you know.
Right, because it's going to be interesting to see. Right, there is Ferrari 51. Let's go on board.
Okay, so we are now leading the race. The Porsche number 6. Porsche number 6 is changing tires. Toyota Mianu didn't change tires.
So the Ferrari's jumped ahead into the lead with a shorter stop through not changing tyres. But let's see the pace of the Porsche because of the pressure rubber. That's going to be interesting.
So yeah, the kind of fair fight at the moment is, like Joe Benassi's engineer said, is between yourself and Buemi. But Buemi is on the soft tyre, don't forget, so they're taking that tyre into a triple stint. So this will be really interesting. How long can Buemi hang on to that set of soft tyres? He's doing brilliant. He's doing a brilliant race so far, as Buemi. But what can he do with his gap now of 7.3 seconds to that of Antonio Giovinazzi, race leader?
Rain class 1 to 2 is expected in 7 minutes time. So the teams are being warned about this.
And for the drivers that stayed on their tyres, if it rains so much, you're going to have to put the wets on and just save themselves for another 20-odd seconds.
Indeed. So this is the lead car then, 51 Ferrari, Antonio Giovinazzi at the wheel. He is now done 24 laps, an hour and a half into the race, and on track on his own. But Peter Dunbrack is going to race start of this race, has been trading the lead, and already fascination coming in the pit stops.
Yeah, you can, it's almost like a repeat of the end of last year's race, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Chicane in 2 laps, starting from Indianapolis, chicane in 2 laps. Your P3 on track. Next car from Toyota number 8 for the position.
It's also being warned about the rain. He's got a sinking feeling. The engineer says the rain is on its way. away, or do you just have to get on with it?
Yeah, I mean, it's expected. I think all of the drivers know that it's in the air, it's around us. You'd be very, very lucky for it not to rain during the race, and I think it's pretty much guaranteed it will at some stage. If this rain, class 1 to 2, is light rain, they might not need to change tyre, it might be just a bit of a drizzle, but if obviously it becomes heavier, then they're going to need to change to wet tyres, and it's difficult to bring two cars in at the same time from the same team. For instance, we saw early on for the first stop, Ferrari brought in both cars at the same time, but then on the second stop they separated them by a lap so that they wouldn't have to come in on the same lap again.
Double stacking, you can avoid it, and Rob Bell would also not the likelihood in this rain that's coming of it not being a totally wet track. You've got to cope with the dry section and the wet section, and that again is going to be a key part of what you do with tyres.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the drivers are going to have to earn the money here, and ultimately you're relying on information from radar, etc. But you've got to use your sensors as well, and often the problem is you can be at one end of just come out the Tête Rouge down Mulsanne, and it can be dry, and halfway down the straight it's pouring down the rain.
Just had a quick look at number 50 Ferrari. That's the car of Nicholas Nielsen. The team manager of that Ferrari has just been summoned to race control immediately. So they've already had a penalty for an unsafe release. Now the team manager to race control.
I'm not sure it's good to be cleaning. The car is undrivable for 2 laps.
Copy. Don't be afraid on the bars. You can go to front 4, rear 1. Don't be afraid on the bars for the first couple laps, but understood.
Sebastian Buemi talking about number 8 Toyota, currently running in second place, but behind it is number 50 Ferrari, and I do think there's another chapter of that car's woes possibly coming up.
Yes, I think Buemi was then talking about, you know, the whole cold tyre situation, and actually the engineer saying to him, look, you can change your roll bars to help you out on the first couple of laps, so potentially go a little bit softer, just to help you out while you're struggling with the temp in the tyres, and then actually change them back again. So it's great you've got tools in the car to change and help that scenario.
He's not getting away from the Ferrari, is he? So Sebastian Buemi second, and 7 seconds adrift of the leading Ferrari. Now number 6 Porsche, the leg when it came in, Andre Lotterer is at the wheel. That's gone on to new tyres. So the first problem, Peter, is that he's going to lose a big chunk of time getting them up to temperature.
Yeah, you're right. Fresh driver, of course, as well. Yeah. So it's going to take him a few corners, a few half a lap, say, to really bed himself in. And as you say, he's on fresh tyres as well, so it's even harder for him. It's cold conditions, new tyres. It could be a set that is scrubbed already, which we saw in the morning warm-up. Some of the teams scrubbing tyres, but probably in these conditions, I would think they save those tyres because they've probably only got 2 sets of them for the night time.
If you use a set of slicks now, and let's say you get 4 laps out of them, then it rains, are they effectively jumps? You would use them again, or would you consider putting those on if it dried out, tomorrow, let's say?
I think they may be forced to use them again.
True. Yeah.
There's a limited amount of tyres they've got.
Let's push on that Toyota, they are struggling a lot with balance.
Nothing is sacred, nothing is secret, is it? Sebastian Buemi tells his engineer something, we all hear it, and that's passed back to the Ferrari driver.
And the other thing we've got to look at here is we're talking about hypercar and the changing conditions, etc. But actually the other thing to consider, certainly in the other 2 classes, looking at GT3 at the moment, we've got the other thing where some cars have got opted to put their hands in the car now, whereas some have got their hands still in the car, so that could add to that changeable conditions mix.
If rain is to come, we expect it turn 17, turn 18, or turn 2 first. Turn 17, 18, or 2 first for rain.
It's a bit of a geographical difference, isn't there, between 17 and 18 and turn 2.
It's a fair spread, yeah. So 17, 18 is down on ice, is it?
It's towards the end of the Mulsanne, heading down towards the bottom of Mulsanne corner, sort of the kink before the corner itself after the second chicane. But then, or at turn 2, which is diagonally opposite, really.
Don't know what you do with that information, to be honest, as a driver.
Just get on with it, I think, is pretty much it. Right, anyway, the instruction to Nicholas Nielsen was push, because Sebastian Buemi struggling with balance. He's certainly dropping away from number 51. Will find out if there's anything else on the back of number 50's team manager being summoned to race control. But there is number 50 bouncing over the curb and putting a little brief.
It's never good. It's never good that sign when you see that on the TV. Team manager summoned to race control. It's never a good thing. They often don't actually want to have a chat and cup of tea with you. So yeah, see what comes of that. But I can't see it being a good thing.
The team manager in question, Patrick Rediasco, who has been with A, of course, for about 100 years, but has raced Ferraris himself. Track is now declared wet. The rain lights on low mode comes the instruction. Interesting this, isn't it? The Ferrari driver, Nicholas Nielsen, being told to push to go up to Sebastian Buemi. I was about to say he hadn't really closed. All of a sudden, coming down towards Northside corner, he does get a little bit nearer. There's a leading Ferrari going through. Antonio Giovinazzi, 7.5 seconds up the road from Buemi, and Nielsen is getting fractionally nearer on this 27th lap of the race.
The Alpine looking quite racing behind as well. Are they slightly closing too?
Yeah, Jean Malaysia's been a bit of a hero thus far, and he might benefit, mightn't he, if these two start squabbling amongst themselves. Look back from the Toyota, that Ferrari is getting closer and closer. Malaysia's had a track limit warning though, Rob, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's got to be careful. You know, you don't want to use up your track limit sort of warnings now. Look, these things will happen, but he's got to watch that.
Right, it is now 17:37, about to become 17:38. The rain was expected a minute ago. Robin Kubica are under investigation for an unsafe release today.
The rain should finish in less than 10 minutes. The rain should finish in less than 10 minutes. So we go through it.
Copy. So the rain to finish in 10 minutes. Very tired, George started on.
So yeah, I guess if it does come, it's going to be a very short shower, and perhaps it's a situation where you stay on slicks.
It'll just catch one corner middle. Yes, the wipers are on and spots the rain on the camera lens. It's around here, isn't it? Porsche curves where it's wet, and that would be very, very careful getting around the LMP2 traffic there.
So that's the engineer coming on basically said, look, you know, it's a short shower. Whatever happens, you know, you're just going to have to live with it. It's not a downpour on the whole circuit, so I guess
Toyota interesting. So Wayne was complaining of balance anyway. You can see it is raining on this section of the circuit. Well, this is not turn 2 or 17 or 18, is it? So that information, I'm afraid, was not strictly relevant. So the Toyota team went straight to wet, so it really worked well. Let's see whether it's going to be the same principle here. Let's have a look. The team is ready, and wet standby, please.
They are, of course. So we've got a split strategy between Ferrari and Toyota. One thinks it's going to be wet, and the other one thinks it's going to dry up quickly and just stay on the slick.
So that's the first car onto wet, also in Ishar Malaysi, and also in Sebastian Bourdais. And wets are ready for the Cadillac, as you can see. This could be a big gamble. If it pays off, those teams are going to be heroes if the road gets really wet. But from what we're being told from Ferrari, within 10 minutes, the road will be wet again, or what we call stopped.
And plus there will be areas of the track which remain dry.
Absolutely.
So that's going to burn up those wet tyres.
So this could be a wrong welding class.
well, I think this is the case of if you're going to go out wet now, you have got to look after them, because if you go out and push too hard on the dry parts, you're going to just kill them. So this is going to be a test of the drivers of sort of maturity, experience, etc.
Talking of maturity and experience, Bourdais and Malaysia are under investigation for their pit lane behaviour at 17:28. Anyway, we'll come back and see whether there's anything. It's not this pit stop, it's an earlier stop. There you've got number 9 in, which is the Proton Orica, started by Ben Pascal, and it will either be Matteo Cappietto or Jonas Reed to take the car over, the class leading car from LMP2. So this stop shuffles the order yet again, and there is number 50 Ferrari, Nicholas Nielsen, who was running in second place. The gap 8 seconds to race-leading teammate Antonio Giovinazzi, but the order again shuffling thanks to people being brought in for wet tyres. Now, this part of the circuit, you would not consider wet, would you?
Exactly, and actually we know from earlier in the week when we had a similar situation to this, where the track was a little bit, or you saw a little bit of rain in the air, you saw the rain on the windscreens, and yet the cars all stayed out in slicks, and they were only, let's say, 4 seconds a lap slower.
Ron Kubica there, hanging on to his third place, squabbling with Andre Lotterer. Kubica third, Lotterer fourth.
Listening to you, Alton, me and you, the Toyota has pitted. Let us know the situation in this lap, we are ready.
No, the track is too dry. It was just from an hour
fantastic battle going on here between, as you can see, the Ferrari of Robert Kubica, the Porsche behind him of Andre Lotterer, and Philip Hansen has caught right up in the Jota entry, and they've got traffic to try and get through as well. And it is now very heavy rain near where we are at the start and finish line. So drivers are reporting back that it's dry here or it's wet there. But the pit lane is getting very, very wet indeed, and everybody around us is going for an umbrella.
I was just about to say, I can't believe that the wet is the right call, because looking at the circuit on the TV here in the screen in front of us, it looks absolutely dry. And then, and Davidson just pointed out to look at, actually, just to look out the window, it's pouring down the rain, so yeah, I'm very helpful to actually remember to look out the window.
But again, it's not wet all the way around. This is what he was doing yesterday. It had the occasional heavy, but very, very brief shower. So now on slicks and on a wet part of the racetrack, they come out of the Porsche curves. Let's see who bails for the pits this time. Porsche in the background, waiting for the pit lane, and up the curve goes Kubica. Andre Lotterer with all of his Le Mans experience, then bearing down on Kubica. He threads his way out of the Porsche chicane. In has come 51, then the leader is in. Antonio Giovinazzi goes for the pit lane. Interestingly, so the lead car comes into the pits. In Imola, it was the Ferrari team that gambled not to go to wets and lost out. We've already seen Toyota gamble, Cadillac gamble, Alpine gamble and go on to wets. It's going to be a driver change here as well.
I think in this situation, Ferrari just have to cover what Toyota do, and if they do, then they should also do it.
So James Colano is going to take over. Of course, this is the winning team of last year, the leading team. At the moment, heavy rain reported at Marshall's Post 7. Right, so those that are on wets now can make hay, certainly at given parts of the circuit, but where it's dry, those on slicks will be able to get themselves back up to proper pace. It's real hearted-down stuff now if you're on slicks, isn't it?
It is, and it's the last thing James Garner getting in the car there. He'll be hoping very much that he put wets on. The last thing he wants to do is get in the car with slicks on and it's pouring down the rain. And he's the one being told, just hang on for 10 minutes, James, you'll be all right. You know, we think it's going to pass.
But I would suspect, Peter, you might agree with me on this, that there's more of the track wet than dry now.
I think it's more a case of that it's so wet here at the pit area that it, even if you've got 3/4 of a dry track elsewhere, it's so wet here that it's probably better just to be on the wets just for this one section, which might be a quarter, a third of the track.
But it has actually just stopped raining here, so...
Yes, well, it eased, I think. There are still umbrellas up, but side by side here goes Ferrari and Porsche. To the inside line, look, goes Lotterer. Is he going to go through? He does. He makes the move. He goes by. So Andre Lotterer now takes over the lead of the race, puts himself ahead of Nicholas Nielsen. Robert Kubica is there in third. So Porsche leads Le Mans, Ferrari second and third. And not only has Lotterer got the lead, he's pulled away, hasn't he? That car took on new softs on the last pit stop. So it's a slick-shod Porsche in the lead of the race, and he's using those as best he can. Where he's got the traction, change for second. Kubica moves himself up past Nielsen as well now. Tiptoe their way out of Bullseye corner. But Robert Kubica there, having moved himself up ahead of Nicholas Nielsen, sets off in pursuit of Lotterer, and it looks really treacherous here.
It's heavy rain down towards Indianapolis now, so I think the wet tyre is certainly the way to go. They're not even flying on the throttle anymore. They've been so careful, especially at this stage of the race, so early. You don't want to throw off the road. But they've just opened up and come to a drive on the track again. It's crazy.
It just teases them, doesn't it? Teases the drivers, teases the teams. They could be on the radio saying it's really wet, I need to box, and then they get to the next corner and it's dry. But Kubica on this lap is absolutely on a mission. He's gone from third to second, and he might well be the leader by the end of the lap because he is right there on the tail of Lotterer.
Of course, he's also got rally driving experience. He's driven all sorts of different cars, F1, lots of rally. So he knows the car under him.
And knows what to do with slippery conditions. So the AF Corsa engineers look on. Nicholas Nielsen falling away a little bit. Kubica dropping away coming out of the Porsche curves. If you're going to lose out to a Porsche anywhere, the Porsche curves will be the place. And Lotterer then accelerating his way up towards the end of the lap. These are the three lead cars with 29 laps done at the end of this. Nicholas Nielsen in third place there. Let's listen in.
It's gonna stop at the next lap, mate. It's gonna stop at the next lap.
Okay, so we stay out. What tires are the 18 to be on?
So into the pit lane comes Lotterer, presumably because he wants wet. At the same point that Nielsen is being told he's going to stop in the next lap or two.
Again, split strategies, so let's see how this plays out.
I still think they're going to need more rain for these cars on the wet tyres to really benefit. There are wet parts of the circuit, as we've seen, but there's also quite a lot of dry running, and the rain is due to end shortly. So wets are ready for Andre Lotterer. In he comes, and the team will put some fuel in the car, and then they'll go to work on the tyres. These kind of two-part pit stops. You can't do anything else other than the refueling, then the other work can start.
So it'll be interesting to see when this car comes out, where it is in reference to where the Toyota was. We knew it came in for wet tyres a little bit earlier, 2 laps earlier.
James Collado, of course, has gone on to wets, and these two Ferraris are still on slicks, and Nielsen coming back out, the race leader, Robert Kubica. He's the race leader, Kubica, by dint of staying out, because of course Lotterer did leave and pitted, and he won't be leader for much longer because Nielsen is all over him on the cheap suits as they come down to the braking zone for the first chicane. Kubica just ahead, but Nicholas Nielsen right there behind him as they thread their way right and left and right again. We've also got Sebastian Buemi lapping quicker than anybody else ahead of him at the moment. Buemi, who went on to wets, didn't he, in Toyota number 8, 7th place. But he's lapping quicker than anyone ahead of him. If you look at this lead battle, Kubica hanging on to the advantage, but only just.
In amongst all of this, Will Stevens in the men's team, John, is in third position, so that's the car that we saw retook in the last couple of days, but third.
Yeah, that's going to slow down in a sense, hasn't it? They've quietly gone on with it over the opening stint, and now put it up into, as you say, third. And fourth is Andrea Caldarelli, the more rookie. I mean, he's first outing at Le Mans. He is fourth in the better of the two Lamborghinis, the Lamborghini Iron Lynx entry. Number 19, Andrea Caldarelli dominated GT racing a few years ago, part of the Lamborghini family, very definitely. It still looks quite wet down here, but I would say not as wet as on the previous lap.
Yeah, we see the last lap from Robert Kubica, 355 versus a 354 from Buemi on the wet tyres in the Toyota. So actually a very similar lap time, and if it doesn't rain anymore, of course it's going to be Kubica who starts to go quicker again.
Yellow flag at Marshall's post 20. That, I think, is Mulsanne corner, isn't it? And so we've got the yellow flag out at Mulsanne corner. We'll try and work out who he's got going at, whoever it was. So a green off, yellow flag withdrawn, green flag shown once more. This is where we stand at the moment in terms of tyres. Softs for the leading Ferrari, mediums for Nicholas Nielsen behind. And there is a Corvette in strife. It has got going from Mulsanne corner and stopped on the run on towards Indianapolis. So Corvette is stranded, yellow flag is shown. Driver will try to get that car going, and he does so. And also off the road is the 54 Ferrari then, that's the Vista and Corsa car.
Slick tyres on that car also.
Okay, and it was Thomas Floor at the wheel of the Ferrari, and it was 82 Corvettes. Cooper is in strife, and he's trying to get going again. That means that it is the Hiroshi Koizumi car who's looking at the wheel of it, and that Ferrari in the gravel might have a little bit more extraction. 77 now, currently fourth in LMGT3. Ryan Hardwick chasing after Rafa Frey. The return is going after Christopher Meese, and it is Larry Tenbull of the JMW Motorsport leading LMGT3 right now. It's all getting busy. That Ferrari in theory ought to be able to fire up and drive off, shouldn't it? Because it's virtually on access road.
Yeah, he should be. He should be as well, because obviously the damage we're trying to look at that.
Because it was a bit of hit and shoulder that turned him around, and Orica's to the inside.
That's good news, Tom. So it's a question of actually just getting himself together and working on his points.
Okay, so Thomas Floor will try to get going again as soon as he can. Yellow flag though is still being shown trackside. As down there you've got Christopher Meese, who's dominated GT racing for Audi for many, many years, but this is first appearance in the whole 24 hours. It's getting drier, isn't it? These engineers that were saying it's going to stop raining seem to be right.
343 from Nicholas Nielsen in the Ferrari, and the Toyota, maybe it isn't through yet, but
354 last time. So
yeah, it's not through the start and finish line yet.
No, it needs its next lap to be registered, you're right. It hasn't got to the end of sector 3, but it's not far away. 353 for Eduardo Montaro's Lamborghini.
So it's lost 6 seconds to the leaders.
Yeah, 349. That been on those wets for 2 or 3 laps of that.
Yeah, that was that might prove to be a bit of an error, that call. If it doesn't rain again, he's going to come back in again in the slicks while everyone on slicks does that. So effectively he's got some sort of pit stop if it doesn't rain again.
Let's have a listen into number 50 Ferrari there. Second place now.
It could rain again in the corner.
Starting to rain again. It's set to one. There's right round the outside of the traffic over on Kubica. I know I've used the word already, but teasing just is what that weather is doing. Just when you think it's clearing up, it starts to rain. Side by side for the race lead. Nielsen has got the run, but he's on the outside line, down to Mulsanne corner over Kubica. Hangs on to it as they go into the kick before the corner, but you've got to be so careful here, Peter, because there are still wet patches around.
Nielsen's got the cut back on him here.
So they run side by side, and there is traffic ahead. Kubica's got the most level right foot. Let's see, Nielsen's got the line on the inside. Kubica tries to stand his ground on the outside. They are absolutely toe-to-toe as they come towards us. The two Ferraris with the Porsche many laps down behind them. Nielsen's going to have the inside line for the next corner, the run up towards Indianapolis. But Robert Kubica is going to go and keep the lead round the outside. Fantastic racing between the two of them. And Robert Kubica, very brave indeed. He comes out in front. Fabulous racing.
Seems just like the edge down the straight because Nielsen definitely got a better exit out of the corner. Pulled him alongside very, very quickly, but actually Kubica just managed to pull away over the top of the straight, and that was the same last time you watched it.
And look at the pace that Neil Jarni has got behind. I know he's many laps down now, 3 laps down, but he's showing kind of what that car's capable of. Nielsen's going to have another go. Kubica with his pointy elbows sticks them out and says, no, you don't. And so yellow Ferrari Kubica, red Ferrari Nielsen, absolutely tied together. And this is fantastic racing, isn't it? 2-star drivers at the top of their game.
To me, it looks like the yellow Ferrari Kubica has the advantage in the damper conditions, and then Nielsen is that little bit quicker in the drier conditions.
Traffic also to be dispensed with. Nervous faces at AM Corsa. Operate all the cars, even if one is under the official Ferrari badge. And there, Gap stretching again and braking as they come now toward the exit of the Porsche Cave. Right, look back from Kubica's car. This is the race leader. He will break the beam this time and put 31 laps in the book. The advantage, if that's the right word, is 9/10 of a second as they came over the stride. And that's after really 2 hours of racing as they head now up through the double chicane once more. Kubica up front now behind them. Will Stevens is third, but I reckon he might be on wet, because he is not lapping as quickly as these two. Michael Christensen in Porsche number 5 is 4, and Brad Caldarelli's Lamborghini is 5th, and Sebastian Buemi, his last lap was 3:50. He does definitely look, but at the moment the advantage is to those on the slicks, but if the extra rain forecast comes very shortly, then those that are still struggling on the wet tyres will be given a lifeline.
Yeah, according to our data here, Will Stevens is on slicks. He's on the same set of slicks as he started the race on.
That time was a little slow. We just got a glimpse of Robert Schwartzman getting ready to get on board the GT3 Ferrari. He shares with Kubica, who's behind the wheel now, and Yves, who will be third now. Into the pit lane has just come Sebastian Buemi and James Collado. So Toyota and Ferrari pit. They were on wet tyres, remember?
Yeah, so they've obviously called it to go back to slicks. They're losing too much time, 7 seconds a lap currently if you've got a wet tyre on, it looks like. So that decision by Andrea Lotter, his team, to bring him in and put him on wets, obviously that's cost them a lot of time as well. He was leading the race, he came in from the lead to put wets on.
And it's not that Lotter is not experienced around here, is it? 3 times an outright winner. But the next surprise, arguably, is that he has also stayed out. He has not said, I need to come into the slicks. He's persevering. Maybe, we're not hearing it, but maybe the radio traffic in that Porsche is stay out because there's more rain coming. But there, look, that's number 4 going from wets back to slicks.
Because the rain is so patchy and spread out, at the minute they are going off what the radar's saying more than what the driver's saying, actually. So it's an absolute nightmare if you're out there trying to second guess the weather is going to be. But the great race, it does, it's making it spice and things up as people come up and down the order. But very, very tricky to call the right call.
Where we are, no umbrellas in sight, but it is very, very windy.
slow, it had a punctured radiator. It was the first car in the box at all in the race, so yeah, it's not exactly going their way, let's say. If it wasn't for bad luck, they'd have not at all.
True enough, yes. So Naveen Rao and Thomas Moore got together, and it is being looked at. So Thomas Moore was on the outside, Naveen Rao slithered into him. Right, Robin Kubica is protected a little bit by the GR Racing Ferrari, splitting him and Nicholas Nielsen as they come up towards the timing line. Last time it was a second, it's now 11 tenths as they come through. Robin Kubica kind of stretching the advantage, looking a little bit more secure, a little bit.
Again, I think it's a little bit damp through the Porsche course still. I think we're about to come onto a drier part of the track, and I expect Nielsen to again close back in.
We know with Oliver Schwartzman standing by, Kubica is not that far off pit stop as the cars then now turn their way.
He's going to get trouble here. I think he's getting by, so get ready.
That was great, but we had to use the curve on the inside. Nicholas Nielsen goes through his half the gap already, hasn't he? Back to the back marker, and he gets the run now. Further up the road, there is this battle in LMGT3, and it's for second. Christopher Mies versus Rahal Frey, Mustang versus Lamborghini, and a drive-through penalty is being given to Thomas Floor, causing that collision as the lead has changed. Through goes Nielsen.
Okay, we are losing too much time with the one by us. We are going to box more.
Andre Lotterer being told, finally, we're going to box for soft. You're losing too much time, as you heard. And just before that, Nicholas Nielsen did it, went through, and he's back into the lead of the Le Mans 24 Hours. But this Inter-Nissan Ferrari fight continues, but in a new order. Nielsen ahead, Kubica now behind him in second place.
Yeah, Nielsen did a really good job of reading the situation there, reading the road, and the traffic just caught Kubica. Not really his fault. You can't exactly just back out or force it too much, and he backed out of Tech Rouge, which meant he had a poor exit onto the straight run. Actually, Kubica did the right thing. It's just Nielsen ran it even better, and there's a great place.
That drive-through penalty for Thomas Floor, I'm a bit surprised about, because he was on the outside line. He had to turn for the corner at some point, but gave the car of Naveen Rao space on the inside. So
He did get hit from behind, didn't he?
No,
rear side to rear.
from what I saw, he kind of got most of the way alongside him, and then the GT car closed in on him.
Okay. Thomas Floor did show the blue flag and therefore didn't respond properly. The mark of the lane goes on to show now the second place down at GT3, and this demonstrates how well the GT3 concept works. Two totally different ways of attacking the LMGT3 problem, if you like. The run-and-go Mustang, rather more aero-friendly Lamborghini, and they've got hypercars threading their way through the mix as well. 17's regular traffic. Second chicane and Argage, so still slippery down there. But here, look, the sun's coming out.
Another loser in all that seems to be the 51 car top right down the order. We did see that coming in, but we said at the time we saw it on slicks when it was pouring down the rain. It sort of came in, we assumed they went out on wets. In fact, they were out on wets, so they lost a chunk of time as well. So this is having a massive effect on the race.
It is. Yeah, 51 Ferrari is now on 4 pit stops, whereas the leading cars are all on 2 pit stops. So there will be an extra one to change tyres, wrong choice, and a 4th pit stop to change back to what you were on in the first place.
Yeah, he's back on a new set of mediums now, James Milano.
And all that work that Sebastian Buemi did to bring the car up and actually lead the race at one stage was undone by the wrong choice.
Yeah, whereas number 7 Toyota, Kamui Kobayashi, is just chipping away. A little bit like we've got 1 or 2 of the Porsches, but don't look to be that rapid at the moment. They're chipping away, so it is the case with number 7. Right, let's head to the pit lane. Bruce Rami, Charles Racing. Words from the French driver.
Charles, before the wet tires, an amazing beginning of a race, but you couldn't see anything. What happened?
Yeah, at the beginning of the race, I got some oil on the windscreen. So, and then I tried to do the washer, but it was not working properly, and it got worse and worse, like the whole thing, without seeing anything, mainly. Then second scene was quite okay with the medium tires, and yeah, when the rain came, was difficult to know if it was going to be worse or not, but yeah, it got worse and worse in Porsche curbs, and we tried to put some rain tires, but I think it was not the right call. So we'll see. There is still 22 hours remaining, so and the car feels good, so we'll see where we are in a couple of hours.
Thank you very much. Good luck.
Thank you.
Now, in the meantime, it is Nicholas Nielsen ahead of Rob Kubica. We're on lap 34, and the gap last time when they came last pits was just over a second. Robert Kubica getting set to give way to EPA before much longer. Will Stevens third. Now, he is a long way back, 26.5 seconds adrift, and lapping on the same kind of pace as Kubica, but they're both being caught by Michael Christensen's Ford-faced Porsche. That is lapping a little bit quicker now in fourth spot, as I say. Let's go to Motorval Peugeot.
With another shower expected in 25 minutes, Luke.
Right, more rain in 25 minutes then, just to keep everyone on the toes.
So we can roll those dice again, and anything can happen. I don't think this is the last we've seen of the rain. I think it's going to happen gradually, different stages throughout the race. Certainly tomorrow morning is forecast quite heavy.
Double yellow at Marshall's Post 24, and that's where we're heading to, because it is the approach to Indianapolis. So have a look out of the front of the car, or trackside now, because they're heading into that yellow zone. Let's see if we can work out who it is that has gone off the circuit. Up towards Indianapolis. Gap comes right down, doesn't it? Nicholas Nielsen perhaps responding to the yellow rather better there than behind him Robert Kubica did, but there's nothing apparent as to why the yellow would be that.
It's quite interesting between these cars as well, because Nielsen's actually on medium compound, and he has been from the start, whereas Kubica's on the softs, but the pace seems actually quite similar.
And this elasticated gap stretching at the
double yellows, double yellows at Indianapolis.
Okay, so that was a little moment ago. They've gone through that corner. They've now been removed as well. Robert Kubica didn't slow down that much.
I guess he used the car. It's always easy to use the car in front as a bit of a gauge, but it does explain what I was saying earlier, why the yellow car of Kubica is a little bit quicker in the damper conditions, because he's got softer tyres. Simple as that.
Indeed so. You're looking back from Kubica's car there. The traffic there is Nicholas Nielsen, who comes up towards the end of that 34 then. And we just tipped over, incidentally, a few moments ago, the 2-hour mark, so 2 hours done. The yellow's removed at Indianapolis. Drivers getting set for their, in some cases, first stint behind the wheel, and the leaders go through. And after what was a real battle pack before the showers came, these two, by getting the tyre choice right and reading the weather right, have cleared off into the distance, because you've got to go 26 seconds further back before you find anybody else.
Yeah, I think that's the same in some of the other classes. Just looking at GT3 at the minute, the lead car, the Inception car, that was leading going into all this, has dropped back significantly, but they have opted to put their bronze driver in. So again, I think the weather just thrown a few people out, and if you've got an inexperienced driver in the car, you're going to lose more time in that scenario.
Confirm, box this lap, confirm. Is the track still tricky in some places? We need to pick up the compound, soft or medium?
Medium, mate. Medium is fine.
So Nicholas Nielsen comes into the pit lane at the end of this lap, and medium's his call.
Yep, you can see he's pulled away again from Kubica. He's very confident on that tyre, as long as the track's dry. If it's that little bit extra wet, you can see he drops back. He's not so confident, but yeah, let's see if this rain comes in 25 minutes, it might be all change again.
Absolutely right. As we just had Robin Frins, number 20 BMW, do that car's best lap of the race. Number 20 BMW, the art car, chipping its way up the order, sort of flying under the radar as it has all weekend. Andrea Caldarelli has done a personal best sector. Others are doing personal best sectors as well.
So yeah, the Lambos have benefited from that. They're up to 4th and 5th now from way back. So, you know, it's really mixed the order up.
And we've got a Lexus leading LM GT3. Esteban Masson for Acrodis ASP team leads the way. So Nicholas Nielsen coming then down towards Mulsanne corner on effectively his in-lap. From the radio traffic, we're being told that he's going to come in at the end of this lap and go on to mediums. What about Robert Kubica behind? Let's listen in to 83 Ferrari.
2 laps to go, 2 laps to go. 50 is informed to full push.
Right, so in lap for Nielsen, 2 more laps for Kubica.
So the question is, what tyre does he go on to? when his stop comes in 2 laps time. So we know Nielsen's going to medium tyres, but does Kubica, because I think in general it's a quicker compound right now.
And could you, assuming the rain does come and you're on softs and you want to stay out on the slicks, does a soft compound give you a better chance when it rains? So maybe the soft is a good option right now.
Yeah, and he might lose, say, half a second a lap before it rains, but then when the rain comes, yeah, he's going to gain all that back again.
Right, so pit stop due for Nicholas Nielsen as they come then down towards the Porsche curbs. This time, Ferrari 1-2 with the AM Corsa car chasing the Ferrari AM Corsa. In other words, the factory entry ahead of the 7 privateer car of Ferrari favourite AM Corsa, Amato Ferrari's team, Italian, who has specialised in running the big successful Ferraris, whether it's been in one-man series, whether it's been in GT racing, whether it's been in hypercar, and now look, thanks to the traffic, the gap is down, and in comes Nicholas Nielsen anyway, so number 50 Ferrari in, and they need to, there, I was about to say the mirror has come loose, but the screen has come loose, but into the pit lane it comes, and Nielsen on the radio.
Yeah, no problem, maybe we go box to box, we think the soft is a safer choice for the weather and upcoming. With Antonio, with the soft, we think it's a safer choice.
Right, so in comes number 50, Nicholas Nielsen, and Antonio Fuoco going to take over and going on with a soft. Not the driver's call, that's the team believing they read this better. Interesting.
Well, also, you've got a different driver in the car. He needs to get up to speed as quickly as possible. And it's probably the same call. They've got a decent advantage.
So Nicholas Nielsen, who has done the fastest lap of the race early on lap 3, gives way to Antonio Fuoco, and that is a very badly damaged car up at turn 3. That 54 Ferrari again, which I think is Ferrari.
I wonder whether we're going to see a safety car here.
We might do. Well, that's going to throw everything up in the air because there's a bit of barrier damage there as well. It's all self-induced, isn't it, guys?
It looks like it. Is he on his own level?
No, he's not.
Yeah, it's a bit of a strange one, actually, but I guess.
That way, yeah.
Could that be a legacy damage?
Well, I'm thinking it's a legacy on the keep to the right, and he's lost it out there.
I'm just wondering whether, after that earlier clash with Navid Rao, it's done some damage that the reminders put him off. But the net result is I think that car was probably badly damaged enough to be out of the race.
I am with Bruno Fama in the pit garage. Bruno, there is a lot happening with Alpine in Formula 1 here in Le Mans, the launch of the new A290, sorry. So competition, but also road cars.
Yeah, great week for Alpine this week in Le Mans with the launch of the new car. A290, the first car of a new era for Alpine, the first car of the Dream Garage, and now here for the 24 hours of Le Mans with the A44. The fourth race of this car only. We can't wait for racing. We know that a lot of things will happen in the first. And then last week, next week, Formula 1, 24 races, a tough agenda, but an incredible project for developing the Alpine brand, which is really sporty with its DNA, and we are very proud of that project.
I saw Pierre Gasly earlier on. Is he interested in the 24 hours? Are you aiming at some point at putting some F1 drivers here, or is it too complicated?
Both Formula 1 drivers, Pierre and Esteban were here. I think both are interested, but no. They want to continue Formula 1 for some years, of course, but I think one day we may see them, hopefully, with an Alpine.
Okay, thank you so much. Great to see the brand pushing in competition. Good luck.
Thank you.
It's always the
car. Yeah, they might have had the pace, they've come up the order, and the car needing to go onto its dollies there to get it into position. Something strange arriving into the fence now, wasn't it?
Yeah, had a go around one of the GT cars actually, so they had to park at an angle, but by regulation you have to then straighten that car up before you move, so you get back up. It'll cost them probably, the best part of 5, 6, 7 seconds before they thought they had brand new mediums lined up to go on that car. That looks like soft zone principles with the 83 car,
which is what they put onto the lead car, wasn't it? So it was 51. So Robert Schwarzman takes 83 into the race. That car came in the lead. Now also Michael Christensen has just left the pit lane. Brad Calderone was third. He is in. So we'll see at the end of this lap if that car comes to the lead of the race. But now in LMGT3, the Dennis Olsen, Mikael Pedersen, Giorgio Roda Mustang is under investigation for a technical infringement. And normally that kind of message only comes up after a race when scrutineering has happened, but a technical infringement possibly is under investigation. Car 88, I want to keep an eye on.
Yeah, that sounds like it could be the way they monitor the torque. These cars have sensors on the drive shafts on the cars, and that tells the organisers what power output the cars are actually producing, and that's all regulated. So if you have problems with the sensor, you can have nothing wrong with the whole car, but if you have a problem with the sensor, the FIA ACO ask you to come in and fix the sensor, because otherwise you don't know what power you've got.
Did something like that happen to Nick Tandy's Porter at Daytona? He lost the time, but there was something of similar vein up into the back of my mind. So, yeah, it's as you say, very well monitored. You don't get away with it. All the data that's available to the ACO's technical team these days. Right, the slow zone will, at turn 1, effectively, that start at the exit of 4 chicane. Marshall's post 35, so you have to start slowing there. The slow zone up around turn 1, 2 and 3.